Youngest in the Yacht Club. I am Vince Serrano. Man, we got a special guest today. This is for his second appearance. He's actually the first guest that we've had on Youngest in the Yacht Club 2 times. He was also the first ever guest for the first show we released. We got Pusha Preme. What's up, Preme?
Go on, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. Good to see you, man.
Like that shirt you got on, man.
Yeah,
Got
man.
on there,
Shout
man.
out to my dog, Knowledge, man. Rest in paradise.
Peace, man.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Bro, the first, I don't have a mask on.
I remember.
Yeah. That was the first ever episode that we released, man. And, you know, truly appreciate you being on there, man.
I appreciate you because the one thing I was saying that, like you was like, you'll come in the pods, like I'll come on. The only thing I ask is that you just stay consistent.
Yeah.
Because we don't have enough media outlets in Tampa that are consistent. So thank you for staying consistent.
Yeah, man. And we've grown, as you can see.
Yeah,
man.
no, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been tapped in. I'm a subscriber. So and with the bell, ding, notification. So
I love that.
I be seeing them now. You know what I mean?
I love that, bro. Bro, what's been going on since we last talked, man? You're literally the first repeat guest that we had. Like, you know, like during that time, I mean, it's crazy because I think you just had a baby.
Yeah. So I didn't know how to take the baby out without her waking up. So I was just like, yo, I'm just take the whole car seat. He's like, yo, the whole car seat. I was like, the whole car seat.
Yeah.
I was like, she won't say anything. I'll just put it right here. Gink.
Yeah, man. That was a dope experience. So it's been 3 years basically. Mm-hmm. How's it been? Like, how's life as a father, Pusha Preme as a person and as an artist, man?
Man, it's been a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm learning something new every year. I'm growing, you know what I'm saying? God's like eliminating, you know, the circle from being like this big to being like this big, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in a more positive light, I've been helping more people, and I've been kind of just shifting my ways on what I wanted out of this business, you know?
Yeah, no, that's fire, man. We always start off Youngest in the Yacht Club with the one question, who is Pusha Preme?
Okay.
Right? I think we should start it off again with who is Pusha Preme since the last time you've been on Youngest in the Yacht Club.
1-4 for the Wandering Assassins, your favorite mask assassins. Always Tampa will win the Bayway Billboard Peep. You know.
It's always that, right? That's fine. What's been so when we got on, you were like really starting to take off in as far as the music career. You know, you went Billboard a few times since then. You've been on different platforms, and you've been really making moves and making waves and shaking. What has been like the most? I mean, you said it, man. Be consistent, right? Because Youngest in the Yacht Club when we started was just basically a dream. We didn't even have one episode. What have you been doing to stay consistent, and how have you matured as an artist?
I think just staying on task and on par with the things that keep the art community in Tampa going. So, you know, just staying consistent, throwing events, even if it's not an event for me, you know, it could just be an event for like my DJ. My DJ's like, hey, I'm doing the DJ appreciation. I need you to pop out. Or, you know, just challenging ourselves in different ways to see how we can continue to build the community. Yeah. And that's the one thing that's growing. It went from just like, I want to be the best person in Tampa to like, no, I want to be the person that gives the most love and you know, becomes one of the pillars and the cores for the city when it comes to the arts, because now we're hitting this new kind of wave to where it's like we're fighting with food and beverage, we're fighting with like clubs not being able to stay open, we're losing our venues as artists, and entertainers are just losing hope. And you don't want those people to like not want to go into anything outside of art, because then that's how crime happens. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's how you get disgruntled, you know, workers and, you know, people just not doing things that's fitting for them because they're sad inside because they're not doing what they love.
Right.
So, you know, I feel like I've been teaming up with a bunch of people, you know, my manager T, DMC again, you know, Hidden Sound Village, Coppertail, you know. Yeah. And then we're just doing things that like people didn't really think that could be possible, you know what I'm saying? Like celebrating Juneteenth in like a white establishment, you know what I'm saying? And then bringing those two chords together, you know, having real African drummers and stuff like that. And it's not just me, it's just like I feel like we all have the same motives, but it's just like someone just being brave enough to say it out loud and be like, I was thinking about that too. Right. Cool, let's do it together. I'm not stealing your idea. We could just do it together. Right. You know?
Yeah, no, that's dope. Some people, and I feel like it's small-minded people will look at that as competition, whereas open-minded people will be like, hey, it's collaboration.
You know that's why when he was talking about the whole gatekeeper thing, I'm like, what gates? There are no gates. There's no gates. The gates are in their mind, man. It's in their mind, man. You know, it's really in their mind. I swear to God, bro.
When you talked about something, because bro, at you know, a couple of years back when you first got on the show, we started seeing Tampa kind of sprawl into like being from the big small town to the, you know, booming metropolis now.
That's a great word.
right? But you're starting to see the differences, right, with the openings of places like Water Street and
Yeah.
and Gas Works, and now you talked about it, fighting with food and beverage, being able to continue to culture, bro, in our own city because of the change and the disgruntled workers. Why do you think that's happening, bro?
Man, it's like honestly, it's like that's just the way. And my bad, my voice cracks me because I get emotional about it, but then I have to like understand that it's like that's just the way the matrix works. You know what I'm saying? Because in New York, I literally seen it. Like
Yeah.
I was there when there was no stadium, and I was there when they put the new Brooklyn Stadium, and I saw all those businesses diminish, and then people just change how they move, right? So it used to be like I'll come and I'll just like. For example, like an artist will come there and he's just playing.
Yeah.
Now he's playing and it's like a big bucket.
Yeah.
And then he'll probably take like cash out the bank and put it in there to manipulate you to put money in there. It's never been about that. You know what I'm saying? But now the thing about Tampa is because, you know, I'm dropping some gems too for people because 717, yeah, I said it, don't want to they don't want to sell those plot of lands, those parking lots. So Tampa can't really grow the way it needs to grow. They have to work around it because they won't sell that land that's been like family land.
Right.
Right. So because of that, they have to build around it. And then when they're building around it, it's going to hurt the other businesses on there.
Right.
But that's just business. So if I was in to inherit like some plot in Ybor, I'm expecting that so my kids can eat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, it's just a flow with it. But the thing is, we have to just change the mentality of like how we approach the gift that we have as art.
Right.
You know, and I spoke to like a couple DJs and told them about like, hey, what they're doing in New York and Denver, they're not doing clubs, they're doing coffee spots. Like they're coming to like these random like mom and pop coffee spots and they send up the DJ and they're killing it that way.
Right.
And they're streaming, so they're getting double the bread and they get all the followers. And then when it's their birthday, I just bring all these birthday people to the club.
Right.
And that's how we have to start thinking now. It's like, okay, you know, when Tampa was just like kind of desolate, you can build like one establishment and I could be the best pizza spot in here, right?
Right.
But what happens when Duomichi comes?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cleaner, bigger,
Yeah.
more room. I can see the pizza. I can see the ingredients. What do? Do you
Right.
stay with the same format or do you change?
Right.
For you to change and adapt, that's where the art comes in.
Yeah.
Because as an artist, you're always trying to like change the bowl. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So that's people. All people got to really do is just like not just get discouraged. And new people that come here, they just have to just give it a try.
Yeah.
So if you're new here in Tampa and you want to start like a photography studio, start it.
Yeah.
Start and get the word out there. Don't like. I'm just shocked that people are shy here because it's the South. It's supposed to be Southern hospitality.
Right.
Try that in New York. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you suck my dick real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really
Right.
a thing. So, you know, I've learned that, you know, pods like this and conversations like this, these are the conversations that we need to have and not the gossiping conversations, because then someone's gonna think back and be like, you know what, he's right. Let me see how I can just put my food truck by this strip club because it gets all the volume, and then when it's someone's birthday, my man, like we're both just sharing the money. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
I think that's what really just comes down to, just people just being more endowed with like, okay, how can I be ahead of the game and challenge myself?
Yeah, I feel like you did, you know, drop a lot of gems, especially with like the acclamation of the art form. Like artists are always trying to reinvent themselves. Businesses are always trying to rebrand themselves and reinvent themselves. And you got to take kind of like that same mindset and be able to do that, bro. So those were super big points. I mean, it's the same thing. When we first started, you saw the studio.
Yeah.
It was in a totally different place. And now we've reinvented ourselves, better quality, better stuff, just to compete and innovate the platforms as well, bro.
No doubt.
So same situations, man. I feel like artists, and when you talk about people being shy, when you say that, why do you think people are shy when they come to Tampa like right now?
If I'm being transparent, I just think people don't like rejection. They don't want to be told no. You know what I mean? And for me, I've been told no a lot, and then I'll be like, okay, well, I'll just go until I find a yes.
Yeah.
And then pretty much sometimes those no's are just no because they're just scared that you're gonna take their spot. I think that happens a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I'm not here for your spot, bro. I'm just chilling, just like you. It just, you know, I feel motivated to do something more than just go to my 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's a challenging thing that that you just have to learn by just maturing. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like during that time we was there, a lot of people still like in their late 20s, early 30s, and until you develop a family or become like a man or a woman, you don't really get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Until you go through the maturity of life, right? Until
Hell
you start
yeah.
saying, not just that, man. I feel like, you know, because, you know, shout out to knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I learned something later on. It's like his community, the 15, 16, 17-year-olds ended up growing up with him.
Yeah.
And now they're 21, 25, 26, 27-year-olds. And, you know, the reason why he was still able to do these kind of shows is because they remember where they were at when that music came, you know? And so it's like same thing with businesses, same thing with music, same thing with like movies, you know what I'm saying? Same ideas. It's like people love these movies because they remember where they're at. I mean, you look at Goodfellas, man, I'm always thinking about like, I remember that. Like, I remember those times. Like, I remember where I was at when I was watching this, right? You know, but the Bronx Tale, same shit.
Bronx Tale.
Know? Even though
Me was Carlito's Way. That was my joy.
That was another one. Carlos Brillante, bro.
Benny from the block.
Yeah, Benny Blanco. Hey, dog. So my question to you is like now, because you're, you know, obviously you're seeing what's going on and you've had to kind of like pivot and evolve and rebrand. What's going on with Preme, man?
Well, I mean, for me, I'm just kind of just turning to more of like an educational route for the artists, just so I could just be a pillar in the art community while I'm still like growing my brand and my business, you know. Like we just did the Coppertail collab, which I didn't even think was going to be possible because when I asked them the year prior, they said no. And then I wound up doing it with, I'm sorry, 2 years prior, my bad. 2 years prior, they said no, but then I wound up doing it with Zydeco and it went really well.
Yeah, wow.
So then they was like, yo, like this Preme guy is like, you know, like, oh, with the mask. I'm like, yo, just give it a try. And when he came there and he saw what we brought in, the day that we did on this, was like, oh, yeah. I mean, I was listening to Adam and Eve the other day ago, and I'm just like, wow, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But the thing is, like, people are always kind of going to be standoffish to things that, like, are new, right? So for me, it's like, I noticed that like when you're trying to do something for like individual gain, it's a lot slower. But when you do things and you try to encompass like more individuals or build a community and stuff like that, then it grows. And then I started reading like The Artist's Way. I've just started. I'm not like a reader like that, but just based off of what everyone talks about and stuff like that, and then me just diving into like, you know, KRS-One's teachers they be having on YouTube. You're supposed to be a master of ceremonies, which means that you have to perform gatherings. And I learned that a lot from H. Put me onto that like in so many different ways. So that's what I've been focused on right now. Just how many different communities can I build so that Tampa can keep the integrity of it being like an art city? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like there are people that come here and they don't even know that it's a cigar city.
Yeah, they have no idea. Yeah.
And that's not good.
Yeah, like the culture, they don't know what the culture is. Like the culture is because more and more people are coming in. The culture is changing. You know what I'm saying? The history is changing in a way. You know, they're writing their own history. Like you know, and so it's like, damn, bro. Like before when I first got to Tampa, I came here in '99, bro. Like you started to notice that there wasn't many people from Tampa in Tampa in '99. Everybody was all transients from different places, right? There was only a handful of people. If you went to East Tampa, you knew who was the families. But some of them weren't even from there. They were from different places. Now you're starting to see it a lot now. Like, man, how many people are actually from Tampa right now? So it's like it's starting to like, especially with like COVID and a whole like wave that came down during that time, man. So it's like it is becoming different. Like, bro, Water Street had no
Yo, I remember that was like nothing.
Yeah, like
nothing.
Grass.
And yo, when they first put that one building, what's it called? Not the Hyatt. It starts with an H. That like curvy building, that brown building right there.
Oh yeah, the Heron.
The Heron.
Yeah.
Nigga, when I saw that shit, I'm like, it's over.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because after that, boom, the edition came. I didn't even know the edition was like, that's like a privilege.
Yeah.
There's only like 4 of them, something like that, right? Like 4 or 5 of them?
Yeah.
That's crazy, and we have one here.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's it. Tampa's gonna be the new Miami.
Did you see, exactly, but did you see dude from Barstool Sports?
With the pizza?
Yeah, the dude, but he was like, man, the edition is so fucking whack. Like, he was saying, this shit is overpriced. This shit is garbage. The service, and I'm not trying to, listen, edition. We would love to have him on the pod.
Yeah,
like, come speak
your piece. Oh, you can speak your piece.
Yeah, come speak your piece. You know what I'm saying?
That's going to be a segment.
Yeah, legit. Like, talk about
that's
why
tough.
Why Buddy from Barstool was like, why did he feel like that,
that's
bro?
That's fire, bro. Speak your piece.
You already know, dog. Bro, what? So obviously you're still doing music.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
I saw you just released a record with Swaver.
Yeah, man. Yo, big shouts to Slater, man. Big Swave in the building.
How'd that collab come about, man?
Yo, so the thing about me and Swaver, we've been cool for a minute. I saw him. We had performed at the DJ Dempsey warehouse event, and Dempsey, you're watching this. You need to do more of those. If not, me and DMC is gonna start doing them. But so he had an incredible event. He had like an inflatable octopus that was inside there. So we was all, with the little opening, and we was all performing. And I was coming out. I saw Swaver, and I'm just like, yo, I'm a big fan. I wasn't a big fan, so that was Cap, but I was a fan of him. Right, because like with Tom's like an acquired taste, right?
Right.
But Swaver had that energy,
right?
And I would hear him on a bunch of records or whatnot. So he's just like, yeah, man, what you guys got going on? I'm like, oh, we about to go to, it's Eden now, but I forgot what it's called before. They changed his name like 18 million times.
I don't even think it's Eden anymore. I think it's Delta now.
Echo and Delta, okay.
Yeah.
So back when it was like whatever it was before, when Bella was around, we all pulled up, and then he was just chilling with us, with like vibing, buying drinks, stuff like that. So I was like, oh, he's mad cool, and I just kept it there because like, you know what? Let me not ask because I don't even know how to ask for the feature or anything like that, and I want to make sure it kind of makes sense.
Right.
So he just started popping up the studio sessions, like, yo, what you guys doing? I'm like, oh, we just recording. He's like, oh, I just come there, and he won't be. He's not one of those guys that's like, yo, I got a verse. No one even asked you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't that kind of guy. So I was telling him like, yo, I got a record that I'm trying to shift gears now from Afro because I wanted people to remember that I can rap like very, 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 very well.
Right.
And I had a record, but the thing, if I'm going to do hip hop, I want to do with another hip hop artist so it doesn't feel like I'm like dipping like my spoon in different teacups. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he's like, yeah, let me hear what you got. So I was just telling him all I ever wanted was a Jag 2 seated at a setup for the beat that was really on the block. And he was just like, yo, bro, let me get on that. I was like, okay, cool. So Soda set it up. He came in there, knocked the verse out. I'm like, damn, that's pretty fast, bro. He's like, yeah. So he just kept coming to the studio and just chilling.
Yeah.
And then if it was a rap record, I'd be like, what you got for this one? And then that's when we did Green Ranger. And then he came in Green Ranger snapped. I'm like, damn. So I was like, all right. I had sent a beat off to DMC. And then he was like, I don't know, because it was like Afro, but it wasn't really Afro. It was like kind of weird. I don't know, like, right? I can't really put my finger on what type of beat it was. But Wild Child's always challenging us. And I gave it to Swave. I'm like, now you do the hook now. And then he came in there. He made like this Tampa junk Afro vibe. I'm like, oh yeah, bro. Then he's like, yo, we need to do a project. I'm like, for real? I was like, I'd love to do a project. Like, what's you thinking? I'm thinking like a Tale of Two Cities because you're from there, I'm from here.
Right.
And he's like, nah, two dope boys in a Cadillac. I'm like, a Cadillac? I didn't see the vision. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm just telling you, man, and we just pull up with the Cadillac everywhere. And I'm like, okay, I like that. I like themes and good ideas. And then he was so excited for it, he got me excited.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, boom, 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 here's the artwork. Boom, yo, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this. Because once I get excited about it, it's like,
you won't go.
Yeah, I go full-fledged on it. It's just, now it's going to be a very interesting time because it's like I have the Afro single that I have with DMC, then I have his thing going on, then we have the Pink Forest. So to see these things come together is going to be very interesting. Yeah, but I feel like it's going to work though. You've
been definitely like making moves, man, and being able to be diverse as an artist, bro. How do you think that why do you think that you're such a diverse artist? Like going from Afrobeats and then working with Swaver is definitely, they're two different worlds.
Yeah.
Why, like some artists can't even do that. Right? Like other artists are just, they have their sound, that's it. How are you able to go from one thing to the next?
I think it's just from my mother, like in the house, like she always listened to those like, damn, I wish I had them here in Tampa. But in New York, right, they had these like mixtapes. And these mixtapes were like the reggae mixtape because they didn't have Afrobeat back then.
Right.
So those reggae mixtapes used to have all kind of music. Used to have the Informer, used to have Beanie Man, stuff like that. But they was all different kind of sounds. And then depending on what bootleg guy you got it from, they might be like a Mary J. Blige record in there or something like that.
Yeah.
So when I used to listen to music growing up, it was a bunch of different music all at once. So I think those sounds is what kind of intrigues me. And then, for me, I try to be like a scientist when it comes to these beats and productions. And, I feel like we've been working on it for so long. I don't feel like I don't look at it as a genre. I just feel like it's a canvas,
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to paint. If it's brown, I know brown goes with green. I know brown goes with orange. I know, if it's like a red and I have brown, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to do country, what I'm saying? That's not really my thing, what I'm saying? So,
right.
So I try to, I think it stems from that. And just being blessed to be around people like, Knowledge, H, Brick, Like sometimes like Brick makes me feel like I'm overthinking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
nah, you just got to just go and just feel it. And reaching over, even just like being around singers. Actually, honestly, to sum it all up, I like this nigga's gonna fucking think I'm jacking it. Pause. Julian helped out a lot because what Julian used to do is Julian used to send me a bunch of acapellas and instrumentals and be like, yo, which one goes with which? That way I was able to like see like, okay, if this is in G, then I need to stay in G. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I know what the key the beat's in, I know I'm going to sound good all the way up to like right here.
Right.
Once it gets to A, it's going to be like clashing a little bit. And that's the real secret, to be honest with you.
That's fine, bro. Bro, when we come back, we're going to talk about some of your events that you got coming up.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
I feel like it's important because and the reasons why you're doing those events, right?
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk a little bit more about Preme and like what, where you're at after the events and also like platforms and kind of the educational stuff that you talked about.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, bro.
No doubt.
We're back on Youngest in the Yacht Club. Yo, we got Pusha Preme.
Pusha Preme.
Pusha Preme. Yo, Preme. So you said something off camera. You also said something on camera about like you want to be more of like an educator in the music business. Number one, why? And then what kind of educator, like, So
the reason why I want to be more of like an educator is because I didn't get a lot of the gems that I wanted to get at my age. I had to learn it all on my own. And now to this point, I have artists that ask me questions all the time, and I feel like these are things that they should know already. And the problem now is that we live in this internet world to where it's like, well, this guy's saying that I should put these YouTube videos like this, or this guy's saying I should waterfall, or this guy's saying this. And then they're not giving you gems. I mean, they're giving you gems, but they're giving it into a way to where for you to comprehend it, you have to comment swag on the bottom. And then they send you, you know what I mean? It's like, it becomes like propaganda. But what if there was a way to use the funding from these schools and it becomes like a curriculum, and then I could just give you the information like that. You know what I'm saying? And then we can have it like a work study. Because the purpose when I first came here, when I was making music in Tampa, is like I wanted to build a YMCA for musicians. That was my whole thing. I wanted people to be able to make beats, record, and not have to worry about the cost of recording, and still be able to like have a stage for them to perform and stuff like that, so that they'll be able to be like better artists outside the world. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how you have Blake, you know what I'm saying? Or you have the Christian academies. It's like 4 hours of school and then everything's just basketball. So like, why can we have that for artists since we don't have artist development? Because the labels are not going to give the bread for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, an artist development is mad important. That's how you get like B2K. That's how you get NSYNC and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to like, groom these special individuals, right? And then put them in the mind state to where they can understand both the business and that. Allow them to know the business till way after.
Yeah, and that's how people get taken advantage of, basically, right? And then also labels either want already developed artists or they want unknowing artists, right? So it's like where they don't have to worry about artist development because it's already like they already got a movement, so we can really artists exploit the artists, right? And so it's like I feel what you were saying, especially like with the curriculums or with the schools. How would you see that working as far as like I know you said earlier you were like because I got on these platforms, right, like on the radar, right, or I did these things and they just didn't do what you thought. It taught you a gem. Like what was the biggest thing that you learned about?
So the thing with like the on the radar thing was that like it's like doing the whole like trying to pay to get on doesn't work out, and 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get scammed. So learning that lesson, and then by the grace of God I was able to do the interview with DJ Still on Sirius XM. That was like God that made that transition move. Or I would have been asked out. I went to New York twice and they rescheduled with me. So, and I had to win with my family the second time. So that kind of discouraged me because I'm just like, damn, like I do so much good and I'm so into this game. Like, how the fuck do I get played? You know what I'm saying? So it made me think about. I'm just like, yo, if I'm getting played, I know everybody else is getting played. Right. And then it's just discouraging them. There's so many artists that like Columbus. Like Columbus is so fucking talented, and then he'll just stop one day, and I'll just be like, how do you do that? You know what I'm saying? That's like I could never do that. I could never be so good at something that I just stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it just put a fire in me because you know, if Columbus was like my little brother or, you know, my dad or he's my son, I would feel the same kind of way. And I don't want my kids going through that. So I'm like, nah, I'm going to be the person that wears like, here's the hub of answers that you guys can get from a safe place from someone who's actually done it. And then for wherever you want to go from there, you can go from there. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not Hove or Cam or Lil Wayne, nothing like that. But like, I've been able to take care of my family. I've been able to provide like a good living for myself, have like little fun things here and there from this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because when I moved here, I was homeless. You know what I'm saying? I was on my boy's couch for a year. And you know, everyone knows the story. I was on my boy's couch for a year. You know, I started building up. Then I got hit with that stupid ass DUI. Then I had to restart all over again. Then started, you know, selling the Tampa tees. And then from the Tampa tees, everything kind of just like blew up from there when we got picked up on GMF. But that story doesn't have to be that way for everybody. You don't have to go through all these ups and downs. I made a lot of poor decisions. But if I had the knowledge back then I would have built my way up. So when I came back here, I would have just been able to flourish, like hit the ground running. Yeah. So that's the information I want to provide people is like, hey, if you're going to drop a project, you have to have merch. Even if you don't know a merch guy, right, then go get a drop shipper. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But the thing is, like, there's no workshops anymore. That's what I miss that they used to have in Tampa. Buck used to throw some workshops, so you go there and you get the knowledge. They have them in Atlanta all the time. Right. They don't have them here. So I'm like, all right, so alleviate that. I'll bring the workshop to you. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'll link up with different studios and we'll just make it work out. Yeah. You know, by God, well, I mean, I'm working with Professor Wagner with USF, so, I mean, somehow I'm going to make it work.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. And it's good to see that you're making things... you're making moves into that. You feel like that's something that like you do, like you said it with the Coppertail thing, right? It was like 2 years in the making before you ended up doing it, right? Yeah. You had to pivot and do another one, and then later on they realized, oh wait, this is what
yeah, bro. I tell you, man, like the way that I am right now, that I've learned is just like you have to align yourself with God, and that On the Radar situation was perfect because it was like everyone was telling me no, I still pivot. And then took an L, right? But then the moment I started focusing on doing something for breast cancer, then boom, DJ Still hit me up. But DJ Still, you know, God rest her dead, his mom passed because of breast cancer. Wow. Look at that. So now he's like, yo, I'm going to come to Tampa and speak and DJ. And he has like a Rolodex. So I told him what happened. He's just like, yo, I'm going to make a couple phone calls and we'll get that right. I'm like, yo, thank you, bro. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, there's other people that's within our circle that dealt with that too. And you know, I'm like, yo, we have to be able to agree with you guys. You know what I'm saying? With you guys mourn because, the last funeral that I went to, like, I saw how many lives were affected, and we have to make sure that we're all there for one another because you don't want to be in a corner crying, upset, don't know how to handle it, and then your whole mind state changes because of that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's once I started going back to what got me here, my whole Tampa will win shit, then things started like brightening up. But I was kind of like being fed. You know, because you're always going to have the snakes in the garden. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it don't have to be a snake in the term where it's like someone that betrays you, but someone may hit something and you may think like, oh, yeah, nah, I'm supposed to be that nigga in this city. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me prove it here. And that's the downfall, that gluttony, you know what I'm saying, for pride. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Bro, you spoke about breast cancer and breast cancer awareness. Mm-hmm. You're doing something for that, right? Yeah, no, definitely. So the whole project is called the Pink Forest. We have like a bunch of collabs in different in the city with Coppertail, Moffitt Cancer, Dark Door, like there's like so many of them. Like we're gonna have like a whole flyer that shows everybody and anybody that wants to be a part of it. If you're watching this, by all means. And then when we sell our project and when we have our event at the USF Jazz Hall, the proceeds of that's going to go towards breast cancer research. Just so like the centers could have a place for people to get the mammogram. I didn't know that they charge you for that. Yeah. That's crazy that they charge you to make sure that you don't have it, but you're going to give me the food that's going to give me the cancer. What? It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's like if I could just prevent that, because I have daughters. Right. My daughter gets breast cancer. What the hell am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I'm just trying to just make sure that I do my purpose, and that's my purpose to be the master of ceremonies, create communities, and provide the knowledge that I gained in this game. Bro, that's dope, man. You were saying, too, is like, yo, I don't just want to celebrate breast cancer for 1 month. You want to make it a year-round, a daily thing, right? Got something that's put it in people's heads to know, because it just doesn't happen. Like, it's...
I always think about it, right? If we always take these 1 months, and I get it, right? Oh, use these months, but it's like, bro, this is like real life, everyday shit that people deal with. Like,
Hell yeah.
just to take 1 month to think about like the many people who are dying out the years.
And I feel like there's always a clause. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, October for breast cancer awareness, and a little bit of October and September for Spanish Heritage Month. But October is also football season and Halloween.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
like,
you're supposed to forget about that. Like,
people's gonna be thinking about what costume they're gonna get, not
Yeah.
donating to cancer.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Or what bet they're gonna place this Sunday.
Yeah, they're not
you know
thinking
what I'm
about
saying?
that. So it's like there's too much going on. So this needs to be something that's just brought about until we find a cure. Until you guys give us the cure, and if not, then we talk about it every once in a while. Like, just respectfully, you know what I'm saying? Like we want to keep people alive and well. We don't want our hospitals to be filled with people that just, because they were uninformed or they didn't do anything, they get messed up. Especially a lot of the men too. Like a lot of men are not like doing that daily checkup. I'm one of them. Like for my whole 20s or 30s, when I got out the military, I never went to the doctor.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it could be mad stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then when I learned like, my father died of a heart attack at an early age, I'm like, oh. Yeah, I will not be getting a smash burger today.
Yeah, right,
right.
Like,
I can't eat steak every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that's just power.
That's fire, bro. That's fire. Preme, if you could go back in time and give yourself a piece of advice, where would you go and what would you tell yourself?
Man. I would tell myself, take your time, slow down. Then, don't put so much focus in what people think. You know what I'm saying? I think that was like a big handicap for me. You know what I mean? Like, especially during the time when I used to run out with H, because I was just so different of an artist. When they didn't get it, why he favored me more, they used to kind of like discourage me, like, yo, you gotta get on these kind of beats, or you gotta do that. And then I would do that, and then like it would kind of like take me a while to like shift and get it and understand it, while other things were going on. You know what I'm saying? Because like for me, I'm like a songwriter, so I like pop songs. I like very like, like the songs that you would hear in like, what's a good example, man? Like commercials. It's not commercial music.
Right.
These are like real songs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, the best example I could say is like Disney songs. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if you just listen to just the record, they're dropping some gems. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like really life gems that you could just listen to and enjoy it. So I want to make sure that, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but like I feel like I shifted where I was going with that one several times. Like I made Adam and Eve, I made Better Than Yourself, I made Apple Pie, and then I did They Say They Love You. It's like, like I didn't have to do that.
Right.
But I wanted to like prove to niggas type shit.
Right.
So now I'm like, all right, well, instead of trying to prove to niggas, I'll just tell my story, know that I am nice, and then whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And because of that, now Swaver, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not only Swaver, like I'm working on a compilation called Tampa Will Win. I got Swaver, I got Young Dread, I got Tom G, Tave, 08 Mark, Hopefully You,
Yeah.
Knowledge, or God Rest the Dead.
Yeah.
Was like I know Pretty Cocaine hit me up about a record as well too. Baby, Yism. So it's gonna be a tape where everybody in the city, if they have some motion, or if I just respect your art,
Yeah.
or if it makes sense, then we're gonna get a part of that, and then we'll show them how it is to kind of split the pot equally, to where they be like, yo, thank you.
Yeah.
And then God willing, I'll kind of do the same way Mike Mass and H did, and we all go on tour.
Yeah. That'd be
So
crazy.
you know what I'm saying? But it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible, because if you get enough people and we put something in the pot, you're able to make the motion.
Yeah.
They do it all the time. They're doing it now. All those old legacy artists. I was just talking to DMC about this. I'm like, yo, why did they take so long to do this? Like Ray J should have been done something with Tank.
Right.
And he's like, well, if you're Tank and you're at the top of your career, why not? Yeah, no, that's the best time to do it.
Yeah.
That's what LeBron did. LeBron
Yeah.
was at the top of his career. He's like, you're doing where you want
You
to
want
chill.
it? Yeah. Yeah. Let's go
Because
get it.
when you're both at the top, you double the bread.
Yeah.
All the time. That's why Jay-Z did the thing with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Jay-Z was here, R. Kelly was here. They weren't even cool like that, but they
Right.
made that shit work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do for the city, man. I don't want any more artists getting discouraged. I don't want any more artists like cheating themselves out of their artistic integrity. We gotta keep this up,
Right.
and not be like a phase. You feel me?
Nah, it's dope, man. With any upcoming artists, if they were to ask you for a piece of advice, what would you tell them?
Oh my God, I would just tell them, get your paperwork right. You got to, bro, because the thing is like, if, for example, great example, because this happened to an artist, I'm not going to say your name. He got a song played on the radio.
Yeah.
He didn't register it. So he's telling Randy, and then Randy's just like, yo, like, this is the thing Preme be telling you guys be such in a rush to drop it. You've lost that money.
Yeah.
That money goes into this limbo and ASCAP, and if no one claims it, it just goes to the labels.
Crazy.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Hey, shout out. We just had Randy Ojeda on the pod too, man.
Shouts to Randy, man.
Yeah. It's dope that you know and you seeing the people coming around. You know what I'm saying? Preme, what's the next 12 months look like, and then the next 2 years?
Oh man,
I know what the next 6 months look like because you're about to drop the EP.
Yeah.
Right. The end of the year, right?
Yep, end of the year. Yep, December 5th.
And there were 45 tracks.
Nah, not 45.
Okay, well, how many? I was like, I thought I looked at the EP, the EPK, and I'm like, how many tracks is this shit?
Oh nah, I know. So we're doing something different. So we're gonna have the fans pick the songs.
Okay.
So we're gonna have like a list of maybe like 15, 20 songs.
Okay.
And then we're gonna give them cue cards, and they're gonna pick it, and then put the ballots in there, and then you'll find out what songs made the cut in December.
Yeah, so you're gonna let the fans choose the track list, basically.
Yep.
That's fire, and that's in December.
In December, yep.
Yeah.
And then Professor Wagner is gonna narrate the whole thing.
That's fire, bro. And then what's afterwards? What you
afterwards? I'm gonna do more focusing on syncs. Of course, building that infrastructure for the educational side, and traveling more. You know, we just came back from Houston. We got NOLA coming up. Gonna head back to New York, and then California. Pretty soon as well too. So there's gonna be more traveling, and it's keeping the same consistency, and we'll see how the world changes. That's how we're gonna change.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
You're gonna adapt to it. You're gonna remold to where the world's going, man.
Definitely.
That's dope, man. Preme, final message for the people. Anything you want to promote? Any of the ideas?
Oh yeah, man. If you do something, y'all just do it for real, and open your mind to all avenues. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna don't be afraid to do music and then, maybe do a pod or maybe do an interview or do more shows or take the camera out and, do your verse. Like, care about it. Make me care about it as much as you care about it. And I think that's like the biggest gem because of that, you'll do more things, right? If you care about your kid and you got to pay the bills, you're going to work more than one job if you have to.
Right.
So it's the same shit with things that you love. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's fire, bro. And it's dope, man. I like what you said. You got to care about it. You got to make me care about it, but you got to care about it even more.
Yeah.
I feel like artists don't do that enough. They don't give the love to their babies enough, right?
It's entitlement.
Yeah.
It's entitlement. And it happens a lot because they feel like, oh, well, I'm dope. So what?
Yeah.
So what? You know what I'm saying?
6 billion other people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, my car didn't start this morning because your dopeness turned my car on. No, it won't. You know what I'm saying? So but now if you give me a story that motivates me, so when my car does go down, I could be like, yo, I remember that song, man. I'm Not Afraid from Eminem, yo. Yeah, let's go. That's what it's supposed to be doing. So continue doing that and challenge yourselves, man, because there's a lot of dope artists out there that I've been seeing, especially here in the city. And don't stop, don't give up, man. Don't let nobody discourage you. That's
fire, bro. Preme, let them know where they can find you, where they can find your music, where they can reach you on Instagram, and how they can see you, man.
No doubt, man. We have the website, pushapreme.ai. We have like a message center there. So if you even want to do like a call, we're going to start having our little consulting calls there. You can talk to me, T, any advice that you need. Make sure y'all tap in with Vince Serrano. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell.
Hey.
And then, let him know who else he should bring to the pod. It's PUSHAPREME everywhere. Pusha Preme, Google it, Discord. Just don't make me on Sorrow. Yeah.
don't do it.
Don't do that. Yeah. Don't AI me, man. It's hard enough I got to do this. Don't AI me, man.
Hey, that's real, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to Youngest in the Yacht Club. I am Vince Serrano. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notifications button so when we got people like Pusha Preme, you get notified. You already know, man. Push, I appreciate you for being on the show.
You, man. Thank you, blood.
Thank you, my bro.
Yes, sir. All day.
Peace.